The installation, The Burn, was inspired by this image of the 2019 bushfires in the Blue Mountains of Australia. More personally, the stories across Warramai and Dharawal country, coastal areas north and south of Sydney heavily impacted by the fires. These events took place a year after I moved with my family from Australia to Saint-Denis, the northern suburbs of Paris. I set about drawing up and then weaving a large 3D skirt across 3 looms against the images of the fires. I had one loom at my studio alongside other artists at La Orfèvrerie, the old Christoffel factory in Saint-Denis, a second loom at the local art school where I was studying textiles and weaving, and a third at home. For the torso, I found this vintage bottle rack at the local bricolage tip shop, once exhibited as a ready-made by Duchamp. I used as much second-hand wool for the skirt pieces as possible and manually sewed the 3 woven skirt pieces together based on a handmade pattern. I then built a crinoline to hold the skirt form in place, mounted onto a vintage steel restaurant signpost. Following this, I mounted a bright orange vintage fiberglass light fitting to capture the fire around the waist. The resulting form is a landscape dress transforming into a smoking chimney, ash remnants at the base, smoke releasing through the neck, and my film Après le Brûlure, After the Burn, flickering across the torso and fully shown across the wall behind. Portrait of a Woman on Fire is the second sculpture that faces off with Country on Fire. A large woven power suit made from wool and hair stems back over a decade when a burning sensation in my face led to a diagnosis that signalled an end to fertility. Approaching 40, it was a shock that led to a complex journey through a closing fertility window. This burn, however, also opened a door to many hidden stories from women and their diverse relationships with identity and reproduction. And so the second 3D lady arrived, complete with her empty womb. In an interesting twist, as I was weaving the empty womb in 2023, I had my ovaries and womb removed in France following a cancer diagnosis. They got it. I then carted the works to Lilo, a site on the Ile de Saint-Denis run by the association Halage. Lilo rehabilitate what was polluted industrial wasteland into an exemplary area of biodiversity, incorporating organic recycling business The Alchemists and social enterprise Fleurs de Halage. And so, in partnership with the composters, a pre-installation smoking ceremony for La Brûlure was held. For the exhibition, the 2 works face off with each other, interspersed with 2 film projects. For Après le Brûlure, I superimposed ghost-like versions of the woolen sculptures into footage I had taken on a visit to Australia 2 months after the 2019 bushfires, and 1 month before COVID was to arrive. It was a brief journey back to Warramai country. It was right after the first rain since the fires, but the ground was still smoking. It left a strong impression, including a sense of nature's resilience in the face of tragedy. For Une, Deux, Trois, Cinquante, I worked in collaboration with French experimental filmmaker Carole Asiga. Turning 50 together in 2024, we spent 3 studio days with objects meaningful to the story. My daughter's paintings, wool remnants, hair, and a glass-blown egg, the final egg. And so a female journey from 0 to 50 came to life. For the exhibition at HCE, Here Comes Everybody, I wanted to have a final procession of the works with people I'd grown close to in the 6 years in Saint-Denis and the public. A final celebration of my love for the village and its people and all they stand for. And partly environmental and practical, a means to bring the works home carbon and traffic free. A slow ritual in a highly turbulent world.